Welcome back to Wild Speculations. I'm Daniel.
I'm Scott.
This week we're going to talk about a little bit of the one shot, a lot of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And also cover anything that we didn't get to last week.
Okay.
One shot was fun.
It was.
And some interesting potential tie-ins.
Yeah.
With this campaign. I'm wondering who the woman was, for real, that hired them.
Member of the Service Assembly. Known to both Caleb and Not.
Huh.
It's the name that they've both mentioned as part of their backstories. Bill and Tversky. And you can tell because as soon as Nat says that name, Liam's like, oh shit. And he leans over and tells Travis, and Travis is like, oh shit, really?
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have two comments, I think. One, interesting that some of them were playing UA classes.
Yeah.
Ashley was playing the Rune Knight.
Yes.
And it was hard to tell if Sam was playing the new Artificer or the old, or some blend of the two.
Yeah.
But he was definitely using some of the new Artificer abilities.
Yeah, he was using some of the new Artificer abilities. He was a battlesmith with Doty as his Iron Defender.
Yeah.
But some of the infusion in the way he did those reminded me of the UA more than the official class.
Yeah.
Well,
and he was doing them very quickly. Because if memory serves, don't you have to make those as part of our...
I believe in the class it's part of your morning, you're prepping your spells and stuff. Then you can do that. Definitely had some people using some of the class feature UA stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that Buddy, Liam, had the unarmed fighting style.
Yeah, because I was trying to determine if they had just like reflavored a weapon, or if he was doing.
No, I'm pretty sure he was using the unarmed fighting style in that UA.
Yeah.
Laura using the ability to bonus action punch someone after using key points to do an action. That was not the attack action.
Yep.
Another UA. So yeah.
Class option, yeah. Now, I don't know if that was necessarily in the moment what they were thinking of. I think that's a case of that shows good design in the UA.
Okay, I can see that.
Because the game master in the moment decided, no, it would make sense. You're doing monk stuff. It makes sense that you can do your bonus action. So, yeah. To me, that shows good design in the UA, and probably something that will stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura playing a 4 elements monk.
Yeah, the type of monk that gets the most
crap.
Yeah.
And she did pretty well with it.
Yeah.
You know, Taliesin had an interesting, and everyone lost their shit when he was like, I have reckless attack. Okay, so because I have advantage, I get my sneak attack. I'm like, oh shit. Which, yes.
Yeah. It's so good. And he said he was using claws, but I think they were just reflavored daggers.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think they just did the...
Yeah.
Might have upped them to a D6 because there's like 3, but just the handheld. And they have that weapon where it's, fits around your wrist and it's the 3 claws coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did. It may have been just a D4, but personally I would have put them in a D6 because it's more than 1 dagger. Step up the die damage 1 to represent multiple slashes in there.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's necessarily finesse at that point anymore.
That's true.
I think it was just a D4. Which, as, a rogue multi-class, you don't care about. But Buddy would have been doing a D4 as well. If he was doing the unarmed fighting
No, if he's doing the unarmed fighting style, he did a D6.
Oh.
It's a D6 damage with your unarmed. If you double fist it, it's D8. That's why it's better than Tavern Brawler.
Yeah, I remember you making that comment, yeah.
And better than a monk at first level. Because monks start at D4.
Yeah. But yeah, Talison's Owlman, Night Owl. Night Owl homage
Yes.
had me laughing. And you brought up the comparison to, we're testing out Pathfinder 2. And I made a rogue that I sort of used Batman as inspiration for.
Yes.
And technically I made him weeks ago, like a month ago.
Yeah.
But wasn't able to play him until this weekend. So yeah, it was funny. And the Barbarian Rogue mix, that Totem Barbarian, and I think he was a thief.
He was a thief. That's how he had the climb
speed.
Yep. Second story work.
Yeah.
He was a thief bear.
Yeah.
Stole the owl sight. That's how he had the owl sight of a bear.
Yeah. So good. I like Marish's take on a bard as well.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how Matt worked with her on that, because it seemed like she made the joke about the one-man band thing and having the instruments and stuff, but she really only used the
gramophone.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. I had never thought of maybe a gramophone as you're switching out the cylinders as your different spells. I thought that was great.
Yeah. Let's see. Liam playing the ogre is also a potential interesting tie-in, because we haven't really the only ogre we've seen in the Empire is the one that works for the gentleman.
Right.
But they don't really walk around the Empire.
No.
They do in Jorhas.
Yeah.
And Travis's war priest wearing bones looked like a wolf skull.
A little bit, yeah.
Kind of like a gnoll. Bear an odd resemblance to that gnoll priest.
Yeah.
So I do kind of wonder if that ties in at all. Either in their headcanons or in Matt's, that we're going to see Easter eggs from this come up later.
Yeah.
Because so far we haven't been to drawing a blank on the name of the
Treadwall? Something.
Where Terry's from.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, the only connection we've had to the Darrington Brigade
Is the book.
Is the book. And Kumatsu reading it.
Yeah. And thus far they haven't, and that's on the western side of the empire, right? Because the west is Xhorhas, east is towards Tal'Dorei and Whitestone. So maybe if they head towards Whitestone, if they're investigating potential things,
because it was just the other side of the it was pretty
shearing
close to
channel.
Yeah, it was pretty close to Whitestone. It was just the other side of the channel.
Yeah, which is where Lord and Lady Briarwood spent time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've mentioned the Briarwood connection before.
Yeah.
And how the timeline is just about right for them to have been sort of involved, and that Vecna may have been a tool of the Chained Oblivion to bring down the Divine Gate.
Yes.
So this was not necessarily more evidence for that, but one of the things that was interesting to me as a tie-in to the main campaign is this rock that fell. And Matt said he used the Tunguska Blast as inspiration for setting everything up, and the map and everything. Nobody asked where the moons were.
Yeah.
And if my memory is right, the moons would have coincided almost probably to where they are now.
Okay. I think it's a 10-year cycle.
Yeah. Which would have been when Vecna did his thing.
Yeah.
So Matt has now put in this 10-year.
Yeah, if it is a 10-year cycle, then that's definitely not coincidence.
Yeah. And basically half a generation, if you want to think of it that way. Do you think the shards that came out of that were involved in any way in what Trent was doing to Caleb?
Quite possibly.
Or are those shards what they are using to build the devices that break down the barrier?
No, I think it's the Caleb thing. I think we already know the Subversive Academy is what contracted them to be gathered. And we know it's not Residuum or Whitestone that was used on Caleb.
Do we know that?
Yeah, because when Caleb was looking at it, it was said that they're different than what was used.
Okay, I couldn't.
On you. So I'm assuming at this point that it was those shards that Doolin Tversky had gathered, shared with Trent, was used on Caleb. He's got a little bit of Cthulhu in him. We all do. I got the Cthulhu tat. Cthulhu inside.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think that was the pleasant surprise for me, and why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Tonight is because, like, he could have not had a tie-in at all.
Yeah, it could have been completely isolated.
In fact, the last Tal'Dorei one-shot we got that Liam ran, Matt was like, this in no way ties into anything. And then, of course, we see that why. We saw why. Half-Drow in the Empire doesn't float. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised how Matt got this tied in, and I'm wondering, now that they're in Rexington, how long that's going to be before it might percolate.
Yeah. And, depends on how quickly they deal with Trent. Because if those shards are still there, if they have any left, they're going to find them.
Yeah. My question is, well, maybe, what if they're made of the same stuff that the dodecahedrons are made of? What if that was...
part of the Luxon?
Yeah.
Could be.
Because he said it was glowing with light.
Yeah.
And the dodecahedrons also have their own
glow.
Yeah. Because maybe that falling put them on the trail of this material, which matched reports that they were getting out of the dynasty. Can we get a hold of that? So does that mean the moon that the betrayer gods put up in the sky, could it be the entombed Luxon, or made from the body of the Luxon?
Perhaps.
I mean, I floated the idea that Tal'Dorei is, or Exandria, was made from the corpse of a dead god.
Right.
When Matt first introduced the idea of the Luxon. But maybe it's not Exandria itself, maybe it's the moon.
Maybe.
I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts on the one shot?
Not too many. I mean, we saw the return of Terry. Saw what he's been up to. I liked the characters. I think it was an exercise in absurdity, the making of these characters.
Yeah.
But let's face it, Terry was that. How absurd of a character can I make and make it passable?
Yeah.
And so those fit right in with the Darrington Brigade.
Do you think the Darrington Brigade exists anymore?
No. I think I don't think it's ever really existed in a large capacity. And it's an ever rotating lineup.
That makes me sad. But it also kind of makes sense.
Yeah. See it like kind of as a hostel, but instead of doing chores around the hostel, you go out and do adventuring to pay for your room and board.
Yeah, I just thought of a potential crossover that I don't know will ever happen, but would be kind of interesting if it did. And that's Omen Drawn teaming up with Terry and Darrington to create an Acquisitions Incorporated branch on Exandria. Because Tyrion, I think, is the kind of sucker that would fall for Omen's crap.
The Darrington Brigade would be the Acquisitions Incorporated of Exandria.
Oh man, it'd be funny. Yeah. I kind of want to run that one shot.
I kind of think you should. I mean, I have both the Tal'Dorei campaign guide and the Acquisitions Inc. book.
Yeah.
And we know that Acquisitions Inc. is official for Exandria because we've seen Jester use Incite Greed, which is a spell brought to us from the Acquisitions Incorporated handbook.
Yeah. And Matt guest starred on
so
the C team.
There is already precedent for overlap between the two.
Yeah. Well, and Care worked with the Waffle Crew.
Right. Now here's my question. Pretty sure I'd have to relook, but Incite Greed has a royalty component because pretty much all the spells in which you have to have the amount of gold, and that disappears and goes to the creator of the spell. Did Jester lose the 2 gold or whatever it is, royalty, to cast that Incite Greed? And did someone on Acquisitions Incorporated gain 2 gold because Jester on... And is Crit Roll Stats tracking that for Acquisitions Inc.? Do we have an Acquisition Inc. stats website?
I don't know if the Shadow Council keeps track of anything like that. But that would be... I will mention it in chat.
I think this needs to be a thing, guys. Of course, we will see Laura use that spell less and less if that happens. Wait, I have to lose 2 gold every time I... Not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually in the write-up. Is that in the write-up of the spell?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yeah, and in the book, it talks about a new casting component. In addition to vocal, somatic, and material, there's a royalty component that the creator of a spell can put in, and it's so much gold or silver or whatever. And every time the spell is cast, you have to have that much gold on you. And it disappears from you, and it appears in the pouch of the person who created the spell. And if you don't have the amount to cast the spell fails.
Wow.
You can't cast the spell. Just like you can't cast the spell if you don't have the material components.
Yeah. Man.
That's actually in the book for those spells. Yeah, that's how it works.
So we've had a couple weeks to stew on episode 86.
Yes.
One of the things that we did not talk about that I realized after we ended well, we might have mentioned it, but I wanted to talk about it again.
Okay.
Because we talked about it after, so now I'm doubting whether or not we did talk about it or not. But leveling up.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that on camera.
And yeah, and that's really the big one. Because it's been 10 episodes almost since they leveled up.
Yeah. And I think, if I remember right, according to Crit Roll Stats, 8 is the average.
Yeah. 10 to 11 is the same kind of jump as 5 to 6 is.
Yeah.
So, and 5 to 6 was a longer wait as well.
Yeah.
But narratively, it makes sense that the quest that they're on sort of is to get Yasha back. They have Yasha back.
Yep. And then she gets banished in the one shot.
The plot with the Abyss and the Chained Oblivion that they had been dancing around has now been basically fully revealed.
Yep.
And now it sort of becomes a race to see if they can stop that from completion. Also, well, this is going back. Uk'otoa.
Yep.
Is still a thing. And with only one chain holding him, it's likely he will be released.
Yeah. Especially with them not having the orb to safeguard anymore.
Yeah. So I think, and Travis brought it up, talking to Orly.
Yeah. When
they were with Orly. He's like, by the way, have you heard anything about a giant serpent with eyes all over it? And Orly's like, what? No, nothing.
If you do, just let me know.
So he's worried too.
And he should be.
Yeah.
Because it's his damn fault.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the reason why there's only one chain left instead of two. Arguably 3. I mean, Ivanka did put in the initial one, but, you know.
Yeah.
And he's the reason why they don't have it to safeguard anymore.
Yeah. Now, Matt used the Chroma Conclave last campaign as the tip everything over, shift headspace kind of a moment. And I think Uk'otoa is going to be that in this campaign. Well, Uk'otoa, the worm, and that Dark Phoenix.
Bird, yeah. And Traveler Con.
Yeah. But I don't...
Something's going to happen in Traveler Con.
Do you think it's going to be on that order, though? Like, I don't disagree. I mean, something's going to go down.
Headspace turning, yeah, I think something headspace turning is going to go down in Traveler Con.
Okay. I mean, that fits in with the the cyclical astronomical calendar thing that we're talking about. So, yeah, maybe. Do you think that was Matt's potential back door for these monsters? And do you think it'll be an accident?
No.
That unleashes them?
No, it won't be an accident.
Huh.
It will either be agents of the beast unleashing them, or wild speculation time. The Traveler's going to release them because he's going to use his miracle as he's going to be try to be the one to stop them.
Yeah.
He releases Uk'otoa because he wanted the island from the first place.
Yeah.
So that he can stop it and be the hero, and that's his miracle.
So, ironically, or maybe not ironically, accurately, maybe Travis is right that this is just going to be a death fest.
Yeah. Unleash it. It gobbles up the whatever happens.
So, Traveler Con happens, and yeah, the plan is to break one of these things out. And then to fight it and kill it. So it's a question of how many clerics are at Traveler Con.
How many are clerics? How many are paladins? How many are warlocks?
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought about that angle.
How many are just meat shields for the clerics and paladins and warlocks that are there?
Yeah, because Jester's probably not the only one bringing her adventuring band. How likely is it that... now I kind of want this to happen. But for them to have a bunch of guest stars come on as other worshippers of the Traveler.
Yeah, that would be great.
They should have done an Omaze campaign for critters to join them for Traveler Con. Oh, man. Well, we know Archon is in Avernus. And he has the Hand of Vecna.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance that Joe shows up with Archon as part of this Blood War movement?
If he shows up with Archon, I want it to be in the same episode that they bring back Caliana.
Yeah.
The Paladin of Tiamat and
a dragon sorcerer.
The sorcerer that was a recovered cultist from a Tiamat cult who is trying to stop them.
That would be good.
That's what I want.
Although,
but I don't think we'll have a ton of guest stars until the final episode, like last time.
That's fair, yeah. So, back to the level ups. Do we want to speculate about what they're going to be doing?
Sure.
Not, I think, is easy. She's staying rogue.
Okay.
And getting...
what does he get at the 11th level?
Reliable talent.
Yeah, that's a big one to
not take.
Although I can, if anyone skips reliable talent this close to it, it would be Sam.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think not stays rogue, but I still, a big part of me really wants not to multi-class to artificer.
Well, I mean, that still might happen. And having reliable talent will make some of the stuff that she does
even better.
Safer.
Yeah.
And better. No more of this Percy stuff where, yeah, it might work, might not. No, it works.
Yeah.
Because reliable talent is any of your trained skills.
Yeah. That's true.
So, I roll... it's less than 10, but it'll be a 10 plus.
Yeah. Gives you minimum of your passive.
Yeah. Which is actually interesting narratively for a goblin tinkerer to have. Because normally you wouldn't associate that with goblin engineering. It works all the time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Let's see, Jester, same thing. Easy. She stays cleric.
She stays cleric at least until Traveler Con. If something bad happens at Traveler Con, she may multi-class at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think she will, but only if, Traveler turns out to be evil does she switch.
Yeah.
4 gains smite slots.
Yeah. Finally gets his spell casting. He'll have 1st level spell slots and 5th level spell slots.
That come back on a short rest.
Yes. It's gonna be so nasty.
And a fighting style.
And what do you think he takes? Do you think he takes a UA, or do you think he?
I really hope he takes the UA, and I really hope he takes the divine, the paladin specific one that gives him just 2 cleric cantrips, and he delves into the blessing of the Wild Mother. That's what I hope.
Although I think he will take either protection or dueling.
I think he'll take the one that's like protection, but in the UA that doesn't require a shield. And it's like you add a bonus to them instead of causing disadvantage, or you take the hit. I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's one that's a protective type thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think he takes.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be either dueling or protection, because I think Travis likes that. I think he likes raising the floor of his damage. And dueling is the only one that does that.
Right.
Because that'll give him +7 plus whatever the Star Razor is giving him, which I think is 2 or 3.
Right.
So that'd be +9. So he's basically doing more than a D8 base damage.
Yeah, I can see that.
And Travis is in some ways, he's one of the more number crunchy.
Yeah.
Of everyone at the table. Because if you remember at the start of this campaign, he admitted that he actually looked up class guides.
Yeah. Okay, here's the real question. Do you think any of them multi-class? The only one I can actually see doing it is not for the Artificer. And that's only if she decides to go down that trail. Which
Caleb doesn't do it until very late, if he does it.
I don't think Caleb does it at all.
Because he has to get at least 17 in Wizard.
Yeah, Caleb doesn't do it at all. I don't think Bo does it at all.
I think Caduceus could.
What do you think Caduceus goes to?
Druid.
Okay.
Circle of the Land.
Okay, I can see that.
Force specifically. Or possibly...
I can see him doing Circle of Dreams.
Spores.
Spores, yeah. I can see him doing that one as well.
I think Spore Druid is probably the best match, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. that fits in with everything that he's done thus far with the character.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about the Spore Druid is that's the only subclass that has something else to use their wild shape on.
Yeah.
So he's not going to draw any comparisons with Keyleth if he does Spore Druid, and it just uses his shape change to do their spore thing.
Yeah. Ford's already multi-class. I don't think he goes out of Paladin.
No,
there's too much goodness in Paladin for him to still.
Yeah, no, I think he's Paladin until the end.
Yeah.
Unless he goes back to Warlock, but I doubt it.
I doubt that.
Or we may get our first triple,
Second
and he
triple.
dips.
Baxelman.
Oh, yes. Technically, the last level
was Druid 1.
Yes.
So that he could Druid craft
his flowers. Yes, that's right. But a dip into fighter for another fighting style, second wind, action surge.
Yes, it's second level for action surge.
Yeah, but a 2-level dip.
Yeah.
Let's see, because he's
like if we're going UA, 1-level dip into Ranger. It's fucking incredible now.
Yeah. That's true.
I'd say that's almost a 1 or 2-level dip into Ranger is as good, if not better, than a 2-level dip into Fighter.
For a short rest build, yeah, for sure.
Take the Tireless, gain the Hunter's Mark up to. Well, no, he's got a bad wisdom.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But he multi-classed into Paladin, which means he can go into Fighter.
Yeah.
I don't know if Travis will do that. I don't think he will. But also, Action Surge is a great way to cast 2 spells in the round.
Yeah.
Which he was kind of trying to do during the one-shot with his Cleric.
Yeah.
And
I think that was a combination of not really being familiar with spellcasters, and if you remember first campaign, they were using the spell driver. They just gave it to everyone at that certain point,
and you could just cast the bonus action.
Yeah, as long as it was second level or lower.
Yeah.
So they were able to cast 2 spells.
Yeah.
And even Marisha got confused because she hasn't been a spellcaster since campaign 1.
Yeah.
And so she was used to playing with that rule.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be. Any picks on what he takes for spells?
Which one?
Travis Ford, yeah.
Compelled Duel.
Okay. Yeah, possibly. I can see that. My first thought was Searing Smite.
I was going to say that in any Smite spells available because I'm not sure which ones are available.
Thunderous, I think. Searing Smite. Wrathful Smite. He might take Wrathful Smite.
Yeah.
Because that makes the person afraid and they have to flee. But I could see him doing Compelled Duel, which will just trigger the Sentinel attacks.
Exactly. He's
like
off to the
crazy.
side. Someone's there next to Bo and Yasha. Compelled Duel. Oh shit. Both the Sentinels attack. You know, that's a great setup.
Well, or even if he's engaged and he's got them on either side of him.
Yeah.
Compelled Duel, they have to attack forward.
Yeah.
Both Sentinels are hitting them for it. And he's doing the radiant damage from the Star Razor.
Yeah.
For that. So
yeah, it's a triple whammy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Compelled to is probably definitely on his list.
Yeah,
because Travis is the one that
thinks about shit like that.
Yeah,
because there's a reason why he's the one that encouraged them both to take Sentinel.
Yeah. Oh man. So what about Yasha?
Yasha stays Zealot Barbarian. Mainly for no other reason than Ashley hasn't played Yasha. She's got to get into the character, see where the character, get in that headspace before she can determine any kind of multi-classing type things.
My only argument against that is she did very well as a fighter in the one shot.
Oh yeah.
And fighter pairs very well with Barbarian.
Yes, it does.
As proven by Grog.
Or anyone that's played a Barbarian.
Yeah.
Of course, she was pretty astounded at the Owlbear
Barbarian Rogue.
Barbarian Rogue, mate.
Yeah.
You know, and if she's been traveling around stealing shit, I mean, taking it by force, but stealing shit, she's got the justification for it.
Yeah.
But I think she goes at least one more level, just getting back into the headspace of Yasha.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. And I don't remember.
I mean, Marisha and Ashley are the only two who didn't multi-class last campaign, if I remember correctly.
Scanlan didn't.
That's true, yes.
I just wanted to double check what she's getting at 11th level.
As a Barbarian?
Yeah, as a Zealot, yeah. Or if there's anything at 12th level for the Zealot.
I don't think it's 11th.
No, Zealot's presence was at 10th level.
Yeah.
Which she hasn't used yet.
She gets Relentless Rage.
At 11th level?
Yeah.
Which is, they don't drop the rage, right?
If you drop to 0 hit points and you don't, while you're raging, don't die outright, you make a DC 10 con save. If you succeed, you drop to 1 hit point instead.
That was when...
Each time you use this feature, the DC increases by 5.
When Grog came back to fight at the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which also makes her comment about he wanted people who can't die.
Yeah, between that and the non-material components. Yeah, she goes at least 11th level.
Yeah.
And honestly, with the Barbarian, if you're going 11th, you may as well go to the 12th and get the ASI.
Yeah. I kind of want to see her take Polearm Master, even though she hasn't used the Polearm. Just because Polearm Master and Sentinel are just so good together.
Yeah.
And having... It gives her an option that doesn't involve flying. Where that has been... That's the eternal bane and weakness of the Barbarian. Is being able to actually get up and hit something that's flying. Yeah.
You know, she could double down on the Zealot Barbarian, and I mean, it's not attached to Zealot, but it fits nicely. And take the Tal'Dorei feat of Mending Affinity. She's going to up her con. I'm not sure if she's at an even level right now or if that would bump her stat. But
offhand, I don't remember.
Anytime she heals, like whether it's a short rest with hit dice or someone casting spells on her, she adds her proficiency modifier to the amount healed.
Yeah.
I mean, narratively, it feeds into the whole undying thing.
Yeah, that's true. And also makes it so that the healers are more likely to heal her. Although I like that Taliesin seems more willing to wait until people drop.
I love that. And I love that for Ashley if she takes Mending Affinity. Oh, now I maximize, and you get your proficiency on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that'd be, at first level, it'd be 8, 13. And they're going to plus... No, they don't hit plus 4 yet. So that'd be 18 at first level.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah. For a first level spell slot, yeah. It's almost 20% of her hit points.
And it's going to go up 8 for every level you go up from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I still want her to die, though.
Yeah. I think it should happen once to Rezealot Barbarian.
Yeah, and I...
Otherwise, you're wasting a class feature.
Yeah. Yep.
If you don't have that near-death experience where your God speaks to you and tells you you're not done and to go back, and you come back with renewed vigor and passion for your mission in life, what are you doing with the class?
Yeah. And I think in some ways, Ashley has downplayed her relationship with the Stormlord right now.
Yeah.
Where she recognizes that he is involved in her life, that she credits him with saving her. But we haven't seen necessarily that sort of direct connection that you would expect a zealot to have.
Yeah, we've seen her questioning her faith. We've seen her rely on it. You know, I know this works. I'm trying for it. We've seen her ashamed of what she's done in betraying that connection, even though she was under the control of Oban. Well, we haven't seen, and I think a great moment for that would be her death.
Yeah.
Me with the Stormlord, come back. Okay, now I'm fully committed.
Yeah.
And at that point,
now,
maybe dip into Paladin.
Now I understand my purpose.
Yeah.
But she can't dip into Paladin. She's not charisma.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Does
she have the wisdom for Cleric?
No. Or... No, I don't think so.
3 Cleric party?
I don't think she does. I think her wisdom is like 11 or something. And her charisma is like 7.
Yeah, her charisma is her dump stat.
Yeah. Any ideas for Caleb? 11th level, they're getting 5th level spells?
6.
6th level spells. 6, yeah. Mordenkainen's sword, I think. 7th level. Magnificent Mansion.
No, I think Mansion's 7.
Spell lists.
6th level.
Magic Jar. I mean, they have a narrative reason for him to take it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it Disintegrate? Yeah, he takes Disintegrate. Because Disintegrate's transmutation.
I think there's a Transmutation.
Sorry for the book and everything.
Investure of flame for transmutation.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely. So, yeah, disintegrate and investiture of flame. Those are his two.
Or Tensor's transformation. Create homunculus.
I don't think. I think the two that he's going to take as his wizard that he gets. I think it's disintegrate and investiture of flame. I think he talks to Pumat.
Yeah, no, he doesn't do tensors because tensors is only self. If it was able to be cast on someone he touches, he would be taking that.
Mm. Yeah.
He would not pass up the chance to do that on Bo.
Yeah. Or Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or not.
Not becomes a medium-sized creature. 50 temporary hit points. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting close to some of the same level of stuff that they were in last campaign.
Yeah.
Do you think Caleb takes Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion? Part of me thinks he doesn't.
I don't think he does, actually.
But I kind of would like to see what Caleb would manifest for that spell.
Charred house.
All the servants are smokes, or like smoke and ash.
Like on Skyrim, those like tree pseudo elementals that are on fire.
So yeah, I think the next episode, Thursday, starts off with them fighting Oban the Punished.
Yes.
Killing him and sending him to the Abyss. So that he can be reborn there.
Which gives them a reason to go to the Abyss to hunt him down and kill him once and for all.
Yeah. I think Thursday we finally see them stepping into the political arena. Where Vox Machina did it very early.
Very early.
The Mighty Nine have been doing their best to not be involved in the world that they are saving.
Yeah.
I think that's a side effect of Guardians.
I'm really seeing this more, the Campaign 1, Campaign 2 is more of a Justice League versus Watchmen than...
Fair. Which makes Talison's choice for the one shot.
Even better.
Yeah. Layers, man. Trying to think. Yeah, because Bo, Jester, and Caduceus stay in their classes.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. I think the clerics get another cantrip.
Mm-hmm. I think the wizard does as well.
But we're out of time, unfortunately. Yeah. We will see you guys next week. Be good to yourselves and each other.